What's up, YouTube？大家好，我在学中文，在 YouTube，我喜欢帮你们学中文在 YouTube. Okay, so hello, my name is Ben. I'm studying Chinese on YouTube. Ben Parker. I'm studying Chinese on YouTube, and I want to help you learn Chinese on YouTube as well. So, 我在学中文在2年半. I've been studying Chinese for 2.5 years on YouTube. And in case you're wondering, like, can you learn Chinese on YouTube? Is it possible? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 加油, go for it. Yes, you can. And so what I wanted to do is just kind of share with you guys my favorite YouTube channels that help me learn Chinese. Okay, so I'm not a Chinese teacher. I'm in the process of learning it, but I feel like at the very least I could share with the YouTube community the key YouTube channels that I'm learning to learn Chinese. I'm also learning Japanese as well, so I'll also share with those resources with you guys as well. As far as like kind of my background real quickly, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I started taking Japanese, ended up dropping the class, thought it was too hard, and did Spanish in high school instead, which was cool. Spanish was really great, helped me learn the language and all that. But a couple years ago, and to give you guys some context, I'm 30 years old now, turning 31 later this year. But 2.5 years ago, I decided I wanted to start learning Chinese. I've always found Asian languages interesting. And yet what kind of was holding me back was this thought of like, oh, I'm not sure I can do it. Like, can I learn an Asian language? Like, Asian languages are really tough, right? And they are. Chinese is, if you look up like hardest languages to learn, Chinese is like at the very top. That or Arabic, one of the two. But that didn't stop me. I figured I would start kind of diving in and go on YouTube, and man, I found some just amazing resources. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to explain to you guys the resources in more detail. But in case you're like, man, I don't want to hear like 35 minutes of this dude just yammering away explaining everything, I'm going to quickly kind of share with you guys, just give you guys a quick photo of them so you guys can see. And then if you decide to move on from this video after that, like, great, I want to check out the channels, but I don't want to hear him yammer anymore. Fantastic. Okay, so these are the channels. I'm going to share both the Chinese and Japanese ones as well. So here are the Chinese ones. These are all YouTube channels. Okay, so Yo-Yo Chinese, Chinese Pod, Learn Chinese Now, Easy Mandarin Skritter, Learn Chinese with Emma, Eat Chinese Learning, Learn Chinese with Michelle, Monkey Abroad, Kevin in Shanghai, Jared, he's a Canadian dude. Jared, just look up Jared Chinese, he'll pop up. So if you don't know how to write those characters, don't worry about it. Jared, just look up Jared Chinese, he'll pop up. And then the backside is Off the Great Wall, Mama Hoo Hoo, Ying Ying Pan, ChineseClass101.com, Kate Chinese Class. Big Bird in China, it's not a YouTube channel, it's a movie, but highly recommend that. Pleco, once again, not a YouTube channel, it's an app, highly recommend. And the rest of these are all YouTube channels. So Ben Hedges, Asian Boss, Slow and Clear Chinese, Peggy Teaches Chinese, Fluent U Chinese, and then for cultural kind of stuff, Serpenza A, Baobai86, and ADV China. Okay, so you can kind of screenshot that and write those down. Okay, as far as my Chinese book is concerned that I study, that I use, this is a book that I like called Modern Mandarin Chinese Grammar. Really effective. By Claudia Ross and Jing Hung Sheng Ma. Really, really good. And then that's the back of it. But it's just a really good textbook. It's kind of boring, kind of dry, but it's really, really effective. And I do, when I want to read a book in Chinese or do Chinese grammar study, this is one of the things I go to. For Japanese is concerned, these are the Japanese channels I use. So JapanesePod101.com, they're amazing. Tons of resources on there. Yuko Sensei, and Sensei means teacher in Japanese for those that don't know, but Yuko Sensei, she's really good. She's got her own, like I said, a lot of these YouTube channels have their own websites attached to them as well. So Yuko Sensei, her channel is really, really good. Okay, check her out. This guy's really good. That Japanese Man Utah, he's really good. This one's called Easy Japanese. Same as Easy Mandarin over here, but it's for Japanese. And Easy Languages is a company I'll explain more later. Mach Kobayashi, big word in Japan, and then Asian Boss. Asian Boss, both for Chinese and Japanese, just good listening practice and cultural stuff. Okay, so, and then as far as my Japanese books are concerned, this is like my kind of beginner to kanji, really good. Kanji are Chinese characters that are used in Japanese, so a guide to reading and writing Japanese. My uncle that is fluent in Japanese, he recommended this book to me. So if you want to learn how to like read Japanese characters and blah 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 blah, and it has a good breakdown of like it has the onyomi, the konyomi in there, which basically means like the onyo, like one of them, I can't remember which one it is, but one of them is like the pronunciation based off of the Chinese character, the way it's said, and the other way is pronounced the way the Japanese like to say it. So I don't need to get into like the details of onyomi and konyomi, but it just breaks it all down for you. And then it also, in the back of it as well, it also has, as well in here, it also has at the very back, well, I won't show it to you guys, but it also has, it also has a breakdown of the hiragana and katakana as well. So the hiragana and katakana are in here as well as the kanji, as well as like the most basic kanji you need to learn. Okay, so that's all there. So this has got kanji as well as hiragana, katakana, and for those that don't know, Japanese has three different writing systems. Kanji are Chinese characters. Hiragana, katakana are alphabetical letters that they use to phoneticize everything. I don't need to get into like why they use three. It's just the way Japanese is. So deal with it. And then this is a really good book. It's called Japanese Grammar, and very good. And here we actually do have the hiragana and the katakana in here. Okay, and it's kind of dry, but it's very, very good. I find to be helpful. A really good book. So this is Barron's Japanese Grammar 3rd edition. There it is in the back. And then once again, this one, a guide to reading Japanese, reading around Japanese. There you go. And let's see who does this one, revised edition. All right. You'll just see this cover on Amazon. You'll see it. And then once again, for the Chinese book, boom, you see that. This is the 1st edition. There's a 2nd edition you can get, but it's really good. So yeah, okay. So at this point, I'm going to start kind of going into a little more detail on like these channels and stuff. But I want to get those out of the way for those of you that are like, okay, like I want to like write the list down and explore, but I don't want to like take the time to listen to this guy yammer. So cool. So let's see. Okay. Here we go. So quickly on Yo-Yo Chinese, I found Yo-Yo Chinese to be really helpful, just because it's got really good beginner level kind of stuff, as well as intermediate resources, so listening practice. So it has a really good combination of like beginner level content if you're just beginning Chinese, you don't know where to start. Some great beginner level lessons. If you're more intermediate level and more intermediate practice, there's some great stuff on there for you. And then as far as like what listening practice is concerned, there's a really good like Yo-Yo Chinese on the Street series that I highly recommend. And also too, like the lady that runs the site, Ying Yang Chung, she recently was over in China filming stuff and talking to people. She has one where she's talking with a taxi cab driver. And it's just really good listening practice. So like one of the things I picked up recently from that video was he asked him like, oh, 你的工作是全职还是兼职? Like, is your work like part-time or full-time? That kind of stuff. So just, it's really, really helpful. And you kind of get to hear like real Chinese people speaking in their actual element. So Yo-Yo Chinese, the channel and the website, yoyochinese.com, 非常好. Check it out. This one's called Chinese Pod. Really, really good. They had a really good team of teachers called named Constance, Fiona, and Gwillem. They're excellent. And what makes them really good is Constance and Fiona play off each other really well, where Constance will only speak in Chinese and Fiona will explain stuff in English. So it's great. I highly recommend them. And in addition to Constance, Fiona, and Gwillem, there's other teachers that are really good on there as well. And actually, these people left to form. They actually left Chinese Pod. The ones I really like, Constance, Fiona, and Will, and they left to join Skritter.com, which is a website, and they have an app as well dedicated to helping you learn Chinese and Japanese characters. But Chinese Pod, excellent, great grammatical breakdowns, and kind of a good combination of like structured lessons with like good listening practice. Learn Chinese Now. This is a website started by a guy named Ben Hedges, who I mentioned earlier. Okay, and he has his own YouTube channel, but his Chinese is excellent. 特别好，非常好. Really good Chinese. Really good grammar breakdowns. And just fun stuff too. Just like how do you say outer space terms? How do you say outer space terms in Chinese? For your reference, outer space in Chinese is 太空. 太空, which is like extreme emptiness. Okay. 星星 is star. 地球 is Earth. But anyway, that's a side note. But Learn Chinese Now is really, really good. And then this is a really good channel called Easy Mandarin. It's like Chinese on the street stuff. It's excellent. So if you want to hear like what real Chinese people sound like in their actual atmosphere, it's great. It's just going on the streets of Taiwan or China. Actually, I think it's mostly Taiwan. But asking people in Taiwan or like Singapore, what have you, like just questions on the street and have them respond to you. The very first China, the very first Easy Mandarin video, Easy Mandarin 1, is outside the Yilingi, the 101 in Taiwan. And they're just asking people questions like, the question they're asking is, 你今天来这里做什么? What are you doing here today? And people respond, oh, well, 我在这里在买书. I'm here buying a book, for example, or whatever. So you're just hearing like authentic Chinese being spoken by real people. It's really cool. So Easy Mandarin, fantastic. I already kind of touched on Skritter a little bit. If you like the Chinese Pod people, Constance, Fiona, and you're like, man, I wish they produced new content, it's here at Skritter. Okay, and Skritter is like I said, it's an app to help you learn to read and write Japanese and Chinese characters. So you can check that app out as well. But the YouTube channel is almost exclusively Chinese. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of Japanese content from them. So if you're looking if you're a Japanese teacher looking for work, they might be hiring. I don't know. But anyway, Skritter is a really good Chinese lessons. Excellent. And if you're looking at Japanese, they might produce content in the future for Japanese as well, because they're technically supposed to be doing both. Learn Chinese with Emma. Not a lot to say here. Just really good kind of basic introductory Chinese stuff like colors, the weather, that kind of stuff. She's really good. Learn Chinese with Emma. And if I gloss over a channel, I don't say as much about it, it doesn't mean it's not any good. It's just I'm trying to get through this quickly and efficiently for you guys. Eat Chinese Learning is really good. This is like the very first YouTube channel I actually checked out when I was learning Chinese on YouTube. Really good. Really good. Once again, grammar breakdowns, explaining stuff. They also have some fun like live hangouts that they do with people. Live hangouts, live chats that are helpful as well. But Eat Chinese Learning just has a ton of great resources, so highly recommend that. Learn Chinese with Michelle. She is fantastic. One of the best Chinese teachers out there. I wish she produced more content, because the content she produces is excellent. So definitely check out Learn Chinese with Michelle. She just explains stuff really, really well. That's all I can say with her. I mean, she just does a really good job explaining her stuff and breaking stuff down. She's got a really good like video on like how to say directional words in Chinese. I mean, she's just really, really good. Monkey Abroad, this is like more kind of cultural, but there's just some kind of fun stuff on Monkey Abroad. There's a really good guy named Jamie Lahman, it's not his channel, but he appears on it. He has a video where he goes on there and tests people on their ability to write or read certain strange Chinese characters. And then like the guy that runs the website, Kevin, he's a really fun, chill dude, and produces a lot of really interesting content about his life in China. He has one really fun video where he's out there like talking to some guy in China, and he's like, "Oh, 我可以帮你买鱼干? Like, can I help you sell some dried fish?" And the guy's like, "好好好," like sure, and just stuff like that. Really fun, lighthearted. But you're getting to hear Chinese being spoken by real people, by real Chinese people out in the street. It's a fun channel. So Monkey Abroad, I highly recommend that. And these two dudes are kind of like, they're kind of one and the same. They're different channels, but they appear on each other's channels all the time. Kevin in Shanghai and Jared. And in case you can't type this into your computer, just search Jared Chinese. He'll pop up. He's from Canada. You can't miss him. He's like the only like Canadian dude, Canadian native Chinese speaker out there. He's a white guy from Canada that knows Chinese, so you can't miss him. But Kevin in Shanghai and Jared, they appear on each other's channels all the time, so I kind of view them as like one and the same channel, even though they're different. But they do a lot of fun stuff like top 10 lists and or like compare and contrast lists, like you know, Lao Wai Zai Zhonghua, 10天 versus Lao Wai Zai Zhonghua 10年, like a foreigner in China in 10 days versus 10 years, like how are you different? Versus when you first got to China versus when you've been in China for a long time. So they're a lot of fun. And they have other kind of fun stuff too, like comparing and contrasting accents, like the Dongbei accent versus the Taiwan accent. So just a lot of really fun stuff. So Kevin in Shanghai and Jared, check them out. As far as this is concerned, this is a fun channel called Off the Great Wall at the very top. Just for like cultural stuff. It's really entertaining, and also kind of beginner level Chinese as well. So they have a fun video called like 11 essential phrases for when you get into China. So like stuff like 交警察, like call the police. 太贵了, too expensive. 这个厕所在哪? Where is the restroom? Right? So little fun things like that. And then just kind of fun, like I said, cultural stuff. So if you're looking for fun cultural kind of stuff into China, Off the Great Wall is a great place to check out. And then this one's a funny channel. It's called Mama Hoo Hoo, and Mama Hoo Hoo means horse, horse, tiger, tiger. And that literally means like so, okay in Chinese. And so if someone says, oh, how's your Chinese? You want to say your Chinese is so, you'd say, oh, 我的中文很 Mama Hoo Hoo. My Chinese is so. So Mama Hoo Hoo is a really hilarious, funny channel, like comedy sketches and stuff like that. They're really funny, really hilarious, but also like you learn Chinese in the process. So check them out. This girl's name, her name is Ying Ying Pan. She's excellent. She's not producing as much content as she used to, but the content she has produced is really good. If you want to learn how to say body parts in Chinese, you get an introductory to that. She has the hookup for body parts in Chinese. So not just like 手, hand, but like even stuff like 指甲, like fingernails, stuff like that, like really detailed kind of stuff. So I mean, it's really, really good. So yeah, so Ying Ying Pan is really, really good. She's from Australia, but she's really good. So check her out. And I'm trying to encourage her to like put more Chinese content out, because the stuff she puts out is really good. She's doing more like kind of like lifestyle stuff, but like her Chinese lessons are really good. Okay, this one's good. It's called ChineseClass101.com. A lot of like top 25 lists, like top 25 Chinese verbs, top 25 nouns, adjectives, etc. 10 phrases to say when you're angry. It's just a really kind of fun channel, but also like really, really helpful. So ChineseClass101.com, fantastic. Okay. This is Kate, Chinese class. She's really good. Has, reads poetry, colloquial Chinese. Check her out. I'm trying to go through these quickly here for you guys, but Kate, Chinese class, really good. Big Bird in China, not a YouTube channel, but it is a movie. Let me see if I have it here for you guys. So I recommend Big Bird in China if you're interested in watching a video that helps you learn your Chinese. So Big Bird in China is really good. You may seem you may feel funny watching Sesame Street stuff, but there's a lot of stuff I've learned from Big Bird in China. Like the phrase 我听不懂, I don't understand. Big Bird walks around China and he's like, oh, can you guys like help me find the Great Wall or whatever? And they're like, he's like, we're looking for a wall, and the guy says to him like, oh, 对不起, 你的话我听不懂, 1抱歉, like I'm really sorry, I have no idea what you're saying. 我听不懂, I don't understand. It's actually pretty advanced vocab that's actually in there, like 无头睡牛, like headless water buffalo. So there's some really good stuff. Or like 玻璃棋盘, like glass chessboard. So there's a lot of like advanced vocab and big word in China, as well as like really basic stuff like 我爱你, I love you, or like 大鸟, big bird, or like 再见, goodbye. So there's really good kind of mix of like beginner level stuff if you're just learning, help you, and if you're more advanced and want listening practice, helps you out. So big word in China, check it out, really good. And then Pleco, this is just, I'm going to not say much about this other than that it's like the go-to Chinese dictionary. Check it out. Ben Hedges, already mentioned him, the Learn Chinese Now guy, but check out his content. It's really good, highly entertaining. Asian Boss, this is a really good channel for getting yourself a sense of like the cultural trends across Asia. So like really good content right now about the coronavirus, what's happening over there right now. It's really, really good. Like I said, like, and what's great too about Asian Boss is they interview people in the actual language. So you're hearing people speak Chinese, and there's actual like subtitles in front of you. You're not seeing the characters. Some like other ones like Easy Mandarin will show like the characters and the pinyin and the if you don't know what pinyin is. Pinyin is like Chinese, but like spelled out in like Romanized alphabets. And Japanese has its own thing, the same thing called Romaji, but that's a different topic. But it shows people speaking Chinese with the English subtitles underneath. So it really helps you like focus and like really improve your listening. And also you're learning about current events in Asia. It's great. And then this is Slow and Clear Chinese. If you just want like good listening practice, but like listening practice that's not super hard, like more like literally just slow and clear Chinese. Really good. Peggy teaches Chinese. She's got a lot of really good content. Highly recommend. She's one of the best Chinese teachers out there on YouTube. I kind of hate to have her down at the very end because she's really, really good. So check her out. Good combination of like beginner level Chinese and then also like upper level Chinese. HSK 3, HSK 4, HSK 5 kind of stuff. So kind of whatever you need. And HSK is just like the levels of Chinese. So HSK 1 is like the most beginner level Chinese, and HSK 6 is like the highest. But she's got stuff from HSK 1 to HSK 6. So she's got stuff for everybody. So she's really good. This is really good. It's called Fluent U Chinese. And it's just really good, like listening practice dialogues, or people are like out in the park, like playing basketball or whatever, and they're talking. So it's just really good practice for your Chinese, for listening practice. So I really highly recommend Fluent U Chinese. And at least for me as a Chinese learner, sometimes these other channels are kind of like with as fun as like Kevin and Jared are, like sometimes they're listening, it's a little hard for me to understand. It's hard for me to understand everything they're saying because it's like it's as advanced as you can get for listening practice. But this is like dialogue that's supposed to kind of help like more intermediate level learners practice their Chinese. So I'll highly recommend Fluent U Chinese. And then as far as like cultural stuff is concerned, these are 3 good channels. Serpensa A, Lawai 86, ADV China. These 3 guys all work together. So Serpensa A is one dude named Winston, and Lawai 86 is another guy named Sea Milk. His wife is on there as well. And then Sea Milk and Winston have combined to form their own channel called ADV China, where they kind of like go on like motorcycles and ride across China and stuff. So they're really good. So Serpensa A, Lawai 86, ADV China. Check those channels out if you're interested in like Chinese cultural kind of stuff and like kind of like getting like a foreigner's take on China. Very good. And at least I find them to be informative, and they share a perspective on China that I think is quite interesting. Yeah, so that's it for the YouTube Chinese stuff. And then just kind of once again, here's the grammar book I use, Modern Mandarin Chinese Grammar. And yeah, one kind of quick kind of fun fact here is, now I'm rambling, but once again, you were warned that you could have left at the 7-minute mark. This is Home Alone in Chinese. I have not yet watched it because I don't have a DVD player that fits it. Apparently you need to have a Region 6 DVD player to play this thing. But anyway, you'll see here the title of Home Alone in Chinese is 小鬼当家, which means like little devil at home. Okay? Or little devil accompanies family, whatever, is the title. But 小鬼当家, so little devil at home or saves the home. That's kind of the translation of it roughly. But 小鬼, little devil, he's a little devil, Captain McAllister, 当家, at home. Okay. that does not literally mean Home Alone in Chinese. So just as a quick little fun little Chinese fact, Chinese videos do not Chinese movie titles do not literally translate into their English equivalents. Okay, so like Big Bird in China is not Danyao Zai Zhonghua in terms of its Chinese title. It's something different. It involves Feng Weng the Phoenix, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it means because I'm reading the characters. But anyway, so that's just a little bonus thing. So movie titles in Chinese aren't always their literal English transliteration. That makes sense. Okay. Now, last but not least is the Japanese. Like I said, Nihongo ga chouto dekimasu, just a little Japanese. But I've gotten some basic Japanese phrases. You know, doi tachimashite, you're welcome. Konnichiwa, good afternoon. And so forth. Other ones, hajimemashite, nice to meet you. Yada yada. Okay. So my Japanese is like slowly getting there as well. My Chinese is much better than my Japanese. But I am getting there with Japanese, and like I said, when I was in Japan this past summer, I figured, what the heck, I'm going to do Japanese as well as Chinese. So these are the and I figured I'm going to do it the same way on YouTube. So really quickly for Japanese resources, JapanesePod101.com. This is my go-to. So many amazing resources on here. The lady that teaches on this channel, Risa, is amazing. Same thing as ChinesePod101.com, like ChineseClass101.com, just like top 25 verbs, top 25 phrases, top 25 adjectives, and so forth. Bunch of fun cultural stuff. I feel like JapanesePod101.com is better than ChineseClass101.com. I don't know if that's actually true, but for Japanese, this is like my number one go-to. Like, this has got a ton of resources. Number 2 is Yuko Sensei, and Sensei in Japanese means teacher. She's really good. So if you want to watch like good Japanese videos and whatnot, a good Japanese teacher, Yuko Sensei is really good. And she has her own website and is selling courses and whatnot. So if you want to like dive in and buy her courses, go for it. I'm not doing that, but like that doesn't mean you shouldn't. But her YouTube channel is really informative. Yuko Sensei. This guy's good. His name is That Japanese Man Utah. He's really good. Interviews people on the street, that kind of stuff. And just kind of good cultural insights into Japan. So That Japanese Man Utah, check him out. This is Easy Japanese. It's the Japanese version of Easy Mandarin. So Easy Languages, like I said, is a language learning channel or company, and this is their Japanese equivalent, Easy Japanese. And this has got some really good like basic, like the Easy Japanese is fun because there's a good series that opens it up with like kind of basic phrases like oishii, delicious, umai, like really good. Other things like, I'm trying to think of examples, like like kyo tenki ii desu ne, like the weather's good today, things like that. So there's other phrases as well, or like otanjoubi omedetou gozaimasu, like happy birthday, like things like that. So really good channel for basic learning Japanese, but also just like Japanese on the street stuff as well. So Easy Japanese is really good. This guy is fun. His name is Matt Kobayashi. He's got some really fun stuff. He's a pretty light, chill-hearted dude, but he's got some really good Japanese videos, really good breakdowns, and he's posting new content more and more frequently. So definitely check him out if you're looking at studying Japanese. Matt Kobayashi, really entertaining. He has a really good fun phrase, like really fun video about like, must know Japanese phrases for tourists. So like, I'm trying to think of like an example of like a Japanese phrase for tourists. Like they might want to use like eki wa doko desu ka, like where is the train station, stuff like that. But anyway, he's got some really fun Japanese content you might like. Big Bird in Japan, like I said here. The other one that's good is Big Bird in Japan. Highly recommend as well. Fun cultural video, and you'll also learn some Japanese phrases as well in there. So I really highly recommend Big Bird in Japan. Really good. There's some fun stuff in Big Bird in Japan. Yeah, I mean, like I said, same Big Bird in China, just really good. And then Asian Boss has really good Japanese content as well as Chinese content. So I already explained what Asian Boss is for Chinese. It's the same thing with Japanese, just like cultural trends across Asia. Fantastic. And then last but not least, this is my social media information. So if you want to connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, my handle is slamdunk406. There you go. So I have a Twitter. My Twitter handle is slamdunk406. I have a Facebook like page set up. You can like slamdunk406, and you can follow me on Instagram at slamdunk406. So it's all the same handle: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, slamdunk406. There you go. Slam Dunk 406. There you go. I should add that I'm also a sports writer, a basketball writer. I cover Cal basketball for Rivals.com. So most of my stuff on there is Cal basketball, hoops related. It's not a ton of Chinese or Japanese stuff, but I will sometimes like throw it a little bit in there just for fun. But it just as a way to like connect with me. If you want to like ask me questions or just what have you, feel free to connect with me there on the Facebook, YouTube, and Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can check me out there. If you're interested in Cal basketball or college hoops or basketball in general. Yeah, and then as far as like this YouTube channel is concerned, like I don't know how often I'll post YouTube content because I'm more of a learner of Chinese and Japanese on YouTube than a teacher. I can't really teach Japanese or Chinese yet. Like I can help with basic phrases like ni hao, xie xie, zaijian, like hello, thank you, goodbye in Chinese, and like I said, like ohayo gozaimasu, like good morning in Japanese, and doitashimashite, you're welcome, and arigato gozaimasu, thank you. But it's all very basic stuff. So I'm not sure how much stuff I'll be uploading in the near future, but feel free to subscribe to my channel in case I post more stuff in the future. And certainly, like I said at the beginning, I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that if you're thinking about learning a language on YouTube, you absolutely can do it. You just need, I just figured some of you might just need a place to start, know where to start, and that's where this video is supposed to help you know what channels and resources you can use to get started on your Chinese and Japanese language journey. And hope to hear from you guys soon. And until the next video is made, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.